Oh, really?
Yeah, it dries up like this. Hi, my name is Amimi Mlaba. I'm from Isithumba village and the co-founder of Isithumba Community Development Movement, an organization based in the village of Isithumba in Gwatlimba, focusing on educating the youth through sporting activities. We do that from Monday to Friday. We host international volunteers in this village. We run different projects to which the international and local volunteers are involved in. And in that way, we are also seeking to develop volunteer tourism.
Whoever's playing with us is not calling someone like saying, hey, you. He's calling him or her by his name.
My name is Hanif Mbele. I'm one of the people who lives in this valley of Thousand Hills in Isithumba. I work at ICDM. I'm one of the staff members there. I'm a facilitator. ICDM normally runs programs after classes, after school classes. So we have different kinds of programs that we run. We play your table tennis, your chess, your indigenous games, IG games. We've got a lot. We host volunteers from international.
Right, guys, welcome to our center here. This is the Center of Isithumba Community Development Movement. I will be, for an example, having an event on the 16th, the Valentine's Day event. There will be a lot of artists here performing different things like poetry, hip-hop music, and maskandi. Maybe we're doing a bit of Zulu dancing. Come in. So basically, what we have here is table tennis. We do a lot of drawing here, the kids on the wall. Other games that actually challenge the minds of the children, like playing cards, and we also do chess in this very space. Got the map of the world here. It really is good to just point when they meet people here, this is where I'm from.
Besides traveling, it's also important to be in touch with local communities. So we thought this project would be great to get in touch with the community and to contribute a little bit with our help.
So we also try to contribute towards developing volunteer tourism, so that we develop activities and packages in the area here where people can actually just come from different places and do that here. But for now, let's just go straight down to the river where we'll swim so that we can chill a little bit because it's really hot. And so the river is very important for many purposes. Back in the days, people, as you'd know, in the Zulu culture, in the Zulu tradition, there are separation of duties that is done by women, that is done by children, that is done by men. Men will be herding cows, going out, making sure they work and get money for the family, whilst women will also be like collecting water from the river before the age of water taps, collecting wood and making all those domestic work, like, you know, all the internal home kind of activities. And so this is the spot where men would actually meet women. In the Zulu tradition, it is well known that the guy will actually usually be the one who is approaching the girl, and the river was the meeting point. Around 1 o'clock during the day, that's when the girls would be coming to collect water or doing their washing at the river, and that's when the boys will be coming heading cows for the cows to drink at the river. South Africa is a very racial, divided country. For that reason, in a village like Isithumba, where it's just a pure Zulu village, getting international volunteers can actually illustrate to local people that people of different races, different cultures, different backgrounds can actually engage with each other and can live in one community.
Which was surprising when we came to this community is to see the reality of the community. And of course, when we are just driving around South Africa, you see a lot of people, but you don't really know what's going on in their daily life. And you can see that community is bonding together. People seem happy together, and the way they act, the way they are open, it's amazing to see how they are welcoming foreigners like us.
The mentality of people here is that of Ubuntu, where you are because we are. Sense of community, and you share that which you have with your neighbors. And so it's a relatively small community with 2,100 people. It forms part of Gwatlimba. Gwatlimba has 25,000 people in it, and so Isithumba is one of its 11 villages under the chiefdom of Mr. Mlaba.
This is umkhonto wesizwe, spear of the nation, ihwa.
whenever I found something to hunt for, I'll just hunt. Yeah, and it protects me. As a man, I'm a Zulu. I'm a Zulu. I need to carry the. You know me. Growing up in the village was not that hard because everything is already existing, such as your river. We went to the river to learn how to fish, to learn how to swim, to meet other people. I know more half of the people who are living in Isithumba. So yeah, I could say Isithumba is surrounded by families, by loved families, yeah.
The people of this area are always willing to learn from new people and always willing to share that which they know from growing up in this area. As you would see that this place has a lot of things to which one as a child growing up can learn from. The river where you learn how to swim, the bushes here where you learn how to hunt using dogs and stuff like that. And the culture in which how a guy can approach a girl and all these things that one can learn in this area. We are very sure that people coming from different places can learn a lot from these experiences that we learned growing up. We wake up at 6 o'clock because it's very important here to wake up early in the morning so that you escape the heat.
Come guys, we're gonna make it to the top. If you can't beat them, join them.
We usually take tourists here since we are doing like a volunteer tourism. It's actually developing in this area of Isithumba with activities like this, hiking up Isithumba. So it's just beautiful up here. We love it.
Sedlala mdlali. Kuma mkumi. Ekuse uyadlala umdlali.
This is a plant found in this area here as well. People going hunting, collecting wood in the bush, they would eat this here too. Would you like to taste one?
It's edible?
I've put it in my mouth, hence it is.
No. It's just good to hunt sometimes, you know. You can buy food through the shops, but then sometimes you need to go like, let me just do this. It's good.
It just feels good and natural, man.
I know.
Just to hit a bird, and because we grew up doing those things here, and you know, we'd be surprised when people just act like, oh, you kill animals. I mean, how many cows get killed per day in all countries? Don't be surprised now.
Yeah, because we need the meat.
But that's the wrong position. You must go with the hands closer.
I know, I've been cheating the whole time. Would you be able to marry me here in the village just now? I'd be your first husband. That's it? Just to...
Drink water instead.
I told you.
That's fine.
So the good thing also about the project is that you don't only play with the kids, for example, or you help at the project, but they also try to give you a good experience here in the neighborhood and to get to know the Valley of Thousand Hills. So we already went swimming in the river, which was really nice. We went mountain biking, we went hiking up a hill, yeah.
And you can go canoeing in the river. You can go fishing if you're interested in fishing. You can go jumping off the cliff there in the river, and you can go mountain biking in the area. All those are activities that which one can do here. And the party life here is also very much vibrant. So that tells you if you've just been to South Africa and you haven't been to Durban and its outskirts like the Valley of Thousand Hills, you actually haven't seen South Africa. This is the real South African experience that one can ever experience.
This village just made me feel being a part of them, and sitting at the shop, drinking some beers with them, playing cards, playing chess, and just have conversation with them was one of my best experiences.
When we were kids, I remember my grandmother used to send us to the river to go fetch water. To water the garden, there was a lot of work. But now, there's taps at home and there's no more gardens. How does this one work, you know? Why did we work so hard to go fetch water, to water the gardens, but now we don't even have to go fetch water. Water is here, but now the garden is not here.
I think it's the demand kind of like pulled them to come to cities, you know, that they can work so they can give their children money to carry going to school. They don't have time now to focus on these things like farming and everything. Thereby they lose the talent of doing that. Now they have to have money to buy the food because they have to go get money to buy school uniforms, shoes and all these things. Yeah. So people shift away from these things. But we should have actually kept some balance.
No, you can't call it poor here in the village because now the comrade here next to me is in the same situation. Everybody's in the same situation, you know. Yes.
So we eat something in Johannesburg and it's expensive, not for, we know Germany is also the same price.
Yeah.
We've got some shit here. We use this as our fertilizer for the garden. Check it out. We've got some of our visitors here from Belgium, Brazil, and Germany. And so we speak different languages. We speak Zulu, so we speak something like some say product. The guys from Belgium, they speak French and they go on bar. And we have the Brazilian guy there. What can I say in Brazil? Tutu bang. Yeah, man.
It's the only useful thing.
So this is our third attempt trying to plant here. And for the first time we're seeing tomatoes actually coming out there. You can see that. And we assure you that sometime in future we'll definitely have more crops coming up. The aim of this garden is to actually educate the kids and or just allow them to have a space where they can just learn a lot about farming. In this garden, one can learn a lot of things about the climate here, about what type of plants can be grown in what season, such things. This is very important, even for myself. I've learned a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things from the children because some children really knows a lot about gardening since they do gardening at their houses. And then you realize that in this space here, you can learn so much from the children about everything. The garden is now very small, but at some point in time, we will actually expand it. And we hope that by the time we expand the garden, we'll be able to provide food for all the visitors and the families. We want to sell stuff like curry leaves in this area. And we do hope that the kids will enjoy it and learn a lot about farming in this small space here.
Now, how funky is this chicken? How funky is this chicken? How funky is this chicken? How funky is this chicken?
It's so funny when we're doing it with the kids. It brings more funny faces in their face, and it brings excitement. And everyone could fit in. It doesn't matter how old are you, which age you're with.
How funky is this chicken?
We started the organization in 2009. Didn't have much at the beginning. We would play games like Dree Stockies using people's shoes, and kids were just interested in this environment where they would be actually learning from each other in a structured way with coaches, doing soccer. We had like soccer balls, but sometimes it was not like the best soccer balls. But as the project grew, we expanded, started getting international volunteers, and we expanded trying to actually build a stakeholder base. And we expanded doing all the events that we are doing that the community actually participates. We do cultural events, we do sports events with the children's involvement, of course, because our aim is to actually uplift them to become leaders of what they are doing. So through events, we allow for them to actually mobilize the people, plan the programs, and run the programs on the day of events.
I have been traveling Africa for already almost 6 months, doing volunteer work. I'm traveling actually to meet different cultures and different people, and to see different views and learn. So I think I will learn something that I can introduce in my life and change. I came by myself, and the beginning was hard because I was used to have my family, my friends around. But when you come to a social project with the kids around, and there's also the other volunteers, we like create kind of a family, né? And you don't feel anymore, and you can create relationships, and it's very, very, very nice, very beautiful.
We have been traveling already for a long time, and we really wanted to be at a place to settle a bit, but also get to know like the real country. And I think here at ICDM, in Isithumba, it's the perfect example to get to know local community and also give something back to community, and that's what I really wanted to do.
We are busy here just collecting some stones so that we can put them around the bright area at the top.
Also ich mache keine Fehler.
The project is down there, and here is where the volunteers stay. Let me show you around. Here we have the kitchen where our delicious food is prepared. There's also animals around, always dogs and goats everywhere. So here where we have our meals. Here is the bathroom, very clean, running water, yes, can flush down. We have the bath and a very nice hot shower. The water from the tap is very good, we can drink. Come, I will show you my room. We have power. A very nice bed. Is a own room, so private room. It's very nice, have my privacy. It's all I need, or I have for 6 months, so 1 year actually. I'm in the middle now, so I have my sleeping bag, clothes. I have like some food always if I need. Soup powder is a very nice thing, easily. I brought my laptop. There's no Wi-Fi, so I have time to write my diary about my trip. I brought with me my ukulele. It's the traveler instrument. It's easy to carry, né? And every time I can play something.
We've had a lot of volunteers from different countries around the world, and they have had good experience here when it comes to experiencing the Zulu culture, being involved with local people, attending local ceremonies that we actually sometimes go to like the weddings, like the ritual ceremonies that we attend, where a cow will be slaughtered and people will be gathered.
When they slaughtered the cow, it's not really this what you see every day. And for me, I think it's a really important experience to just see how it goes at a village and how it goes normally.
Although they have a lot of influence from the Western culture that came here during the colonization, they still so they're applying a bit of both cultures. They have, for example, weddings like Christians, but they also keep the Zulu tradition by also having like an event with the Zulu wedding tradition the day before.
Starting a fire when there is no electricity, such as when you're sick, you go to a traditional healer, and not the Western doctors, but the traditional healer. They are the ones who healed you within spiritually, or went to the forest and then came back with different herbs.
They still have their dance, they still speak their language, so you can still feel that they keep their own culture as well.
We're with some people from Germany, Bielefeld, Berlin, people from Belgium in a wedding here. We also find it very much almost laughable when we invite some of our international guests to come with us to different ceremonies, that they ask us, are we invited there? Are we going to be able to get food? Or like, what is happening there? Like, who is invited and all those kind of things. Basically, in our villages where there is a ceremony, especially in the rural areas and townships, you don't need an invitation for you to come and be part of that particular ceremony. It's just a communal thing. And the person who is actually doing that particular event is happy if there is more people attending their event. It means that, you know, the ancestors allowed for that particular ceremony to be a good one. And the presence of hundreds or thousands of people is a demonstration that the event is, by the gods and our ancestors, a good one.
Open-minded people here, they are so open-minded. They just talk to you even when you're super new here in the village, especially the kids at ICDM. They are so sweet, just like talk quick with you, they play with you, they are not shy. That was really nice and surprising.
It's basically our playground where kids usually play. Our friend, our previous volunteer from 2011 from the VEDVETS program, he donated a bit of money so that we could actually build this here, and we are grateful for that. What was also donated to us by an organization in North Rhine-Westphalia, a trampoline right here. It's got an amphitheater there where people can have like a lot of events and stuff. And we have our youth center there where kids really play with each other and learn a lot from each other, learn to speak English through our international volunteers, and learn how to kind of like respect each other, for we believe that there's no intelligence without respect included in it. I will respect the people of this village here because they just keep supporting it morally, like what we're doing. And so part of the money that we got from our friend in Berlin, Christian Passler, was to build this kiosk here. We still need to put the windows and the door. We still have all that stuff inside there, but we just need to kind of like have all the merchandise in place before we can actually put it into existence.
The people, so the adults that manage the project, I find them very positive-minded. They have a lot of hope and they really want to change something and give a good space to the children, and that's very nice to see.
When you need something, they're always helpful. Like, I was once a little bit sick, and everyone cared about me, like, what do you need? Do you need some leaves from the river? They brought me like med lemon, it's kind of aspirin. Yeah, I really want to adapt that when I'm coming back.
I think I'm, as a Western person, I need to adapt to their culture and learn from them. And you can see the way they are working with each other, the way they are interacting with each other. You can already learn from it, the way how they go on with children. You can see children are free here. They can walk on the street. They are allowed to go from their house to the community project. I mean, in our countries, we want to keep the children inside. It's less and less something easy to just go and play on the streets, while here it's still obvious. So I think there are still a lot of even more positive elements here compared to our countries.
If you live in a village like Isithumba, you are still kind of very much connected to the nature. You might already know that we Zulu people believe that when people pass away, that they become our ancestors or our gods. That means we praise them. If, say, for an example, a person passes away today, a year later, on that very day, we would slaughter a cow to say we bring them back as a good ancestor to the home. And so we feel very much connected to the nature. That moves to also explaining that money in these kind of villages is not very much important. What belongs to my neighbor can be shared with me without me having to worry. And so we do understand that without money, people can actually always be happy. And we do also understand that as soon as money is involved in any project or in any situation, people tend to change characters. So we try to develop this community in as much as we do also need money, but we don't want money to ruin that which people has a potential to achieve.
I learned especially that you can do a lot of things without that much money. So it's not every time necessary to have a lot of money. You can actually impact lives and you can create pretty cool things without having that much.
Township, you cannot survive without the money. But here, you can have happiness without money. And you can explore a lot of things. Also, the nature, it's close to you, it's close to your house, and you can be able to, like when you have a family, you get to learn who is your uncle, your sister, your brother, your neighbors. You guys come together and have fun together rather than in townships. In townships, people are like dispersed to one another. Some are inside the house doing their own stuff. It's like they're living an individual life. So I'd prefer being here in the valleys of Thousand Hills.
Hosting international volunteers, kids will learn that just by being born black doesn't mean that they are not able to actually compete out there. So we want to create a mentality in the kids that says, okay, I can be born anywhere, I can be an African child, but I can still actually prosper. And through having volunteers here that can actually engage with the children, it can cleanse all those different images from the white South African perspective and the black African's perspective. And those who think that South Africa can never be a country where people of different colors can live together, Isithumba is a great example for that.
A project that's doing a difference for its community, where children are involved and that's bringing a positive image. And especially I think children are the future of a country, and so if you can inspire them with a positive message, that's great, and that was what this project is doing.